Okay, so here it's a little different because it's not the objective is not to show really research that we do both in LSE or Bayern. Yeah, it's more to show also that we have we can do some well, expertise on several things at CA, and that we are involved in both LSE and BIAM. And in particular, there is something which is very important for the moment is about the way for the ecological transition, how to improve the or to have negative emission for the future, which is of course a good question. And so there is a lot of different work about prospective and position papers that are done about this question. We had also a group in CA about 4 permis that was driven by Christine Até, the position of CA about this question. And so well, here I will just present an example that was a position paper that was done by the ANCRE Alliance, so the Alliance for Energy, that done a position paper about the different solutions for carbon removal. And in particular, one of course, there is all the geoengineering, but there is also what we call the matter-based solution. So the solution that use the ecosystem to store carbon. And so in particular, so there is this position paper, so there was this different parts.
I think it's the other one.
Ah, okay.
It's too long.
Okay. And so yes, and so for this, so we were several work on this at CA. In particular, there was Thierry Lam from the BIAM, and from the LSE, there is Christophe Rabouille and myself. And so they asked me to make a presentation. So after this this position paper was published, there was a meeting at Brussels to present to stakeholders the main result from this position paper, and they asked me to animate a roundtable about how to preserve the carbon cycle, and so it's what I will present. So the context is what ecosystem we consider. So there is the forest, there is the permanent grassland, the natural area, and the wetlands. And this is, you have here the surface, the stock of carbon, and the sink that have been estimated in the frame of the EFES project from the Ministry of Environment. And so you can see that this is the forests and the natural ecosystem that have the bigger stock of carbon, and also represent the biggest sink presently of carbon. And on the opposite, you have the crop that are very small source of carbon, and also a small stock of carbon, because most of the carbon have been removed. And so what the synthesis of what we did, what we say is that it is important to create new carbon sink, but what is also very important is to keep the present carbon sink and avoid new carbon source. Because it could jeopardize all the effort if on the same time we try to keep more carbon, but we lost all the carbon. So it means that the first challenge is to protect the carbon-rich ecosystem, and also something which is very important is to have a full evaluation, so systematic evaluation of the carbon gain from sequestration or fossil fuel substitution project, because there is a lot of things that are done, but don't consider all the system, and in particular, they don't consider the impact of new solution on the carbon stock already there. And another point, which is in general not well taken into account, is the problem of the effect of climate change itself on the ecosystem, because of course it will impact the carbon cycle, and so it means that we need to also to improve the resilience of the ecosystem because of possible impact of climate change on this. So if we consider this climate change impact, we have direct impact, which is because of the increasing temperature and drought will increase, for instance, the mortality in forests. So it's something that we see a lot in the last years, that we see a large, for instance, in France, a large increase of mortality in forest and a decrease of carbon sequestration by the forest. And another factor is also the fact that the increasing temperature can have an impact on the soil decomposition. It could increase the soil decomposition. So there is the indirect impact, increasing risk of fire, increasing risk of extreme events like windflow, flooding, etc., that also will affect the ecosystem. And also the problem of increasing pest damage, which is related to the double factor because of new species that arrive with the climate change and with human, of course, trading, and which is, of course, linked by the fact that if you have a problem of health because of the climate change impact, you will increase the risk of other which will be superposed to this effect. And also to show the difficulty, I was talking about the problem of solution that we can try to do to better for carbon mitigation. One problem is a difficult trade-off to have between carbon mitigation and carbon storage preservation. And so there is a very interesting studies that have been done by Aude Valade that was showing, in fact, so it's a simulation, so it's a modeling simulation that try to see what will be the impact of changing the wood harvest in France. So increase the wood harvest with the idea of possibility increase the biofuel or increase, for instance, wood for building and things like that. And so she looked different kind of scenario, which is we have forests that are overdense. So in this case, idea still well because we are over density. It means that we have the trees that are dying because of light. So in this case, we can say, okay, we will increase the removing of wood in this forest. We have some forests that are abandoned, so we can say, okay, we can remove the wood from this forest. And for forests that are already well managed, we can decrease the rotation time of the forest. So she looked to these different kind of scenarios, and so what you have on one side, you have a change in total carbon. So in black you have if we continue as usual, okay, and the other is a different scenario. So because of if we increase the wood harvest, in all the case we decrease the carbon stock in the forest. On the other side, of course, you increase the wood production that can be used, so directly stocked as carbon in, for instance, in building, or it can be used as substitution, if we look to the biofuel, substitution to fossil fuel. So if we take this two factors into account. So on one side, you have something which is positive because we increase carbon, and on the other side, we decrease the carbon in the system. And if you look to, so you have this figure. If you look to the at the end, the total budget that you have, what you see is that even in the better scenario, of course, after some time, you have a gain at the end because, for instance, you remove and you make substitutions. So on the long time, of course, at some time you have a gain. But you can see that even in this scenario, it will take 20 years to begin to have a sink. And during all this period, you have a source of carbon, which it's a problem because it implies that you have overfitting. In a transition, you will increase, in fact, your carbon loss. And of course, it's a problem because we know that this overfitting, it's something important in terms of climate change. So in this study, we try to see different things. So the barriers that we have. So we have a lack of data on current stock and flux, and on long-term monitoring in particular. We have a lack on understanding the climate change effects on the ecosystem. We have, as I said, a lack of systemic evaluation of the practice. So taking into account all the effect, and what I was showing on forest is a good example of that. So little insight on the long-term effect of changing practice on stock, which is rely on also on the previous problem. And also there is, of course, a big problem of conflict for land use, because we have to arbitrate between the food demand, which will need to increase agricultural zone. In particular, if we want to have less intensive agriculture, it will imply that we will have a decrease of yield. So we will have an increase of need of surface. So the carbon mitigation, stock conservation and protection of environment for biodiversity and also for all other ecosystem services. And about the research action, what I've been highlight is the fact that we need to improve the database on long-term monitoring, in particular on carbon-rich ecosystem, improve our knowledge on ecosystem response on climate change, improve the modeling of climate change scenario and their impact, because we have to see the impact taking into account this change, the climate change, and so develop this systemic evaluation of the scenario to be sure to take all these effects, positive and negative effect, and in particular not take into account only the carbon mitigation, but it's very important also to look to all the ecosystem services to avoid the fact that carbon mitigation can be degrade the other ecosystem services. And so in terms of implementation, well, also of course, it's logical from what I said previously. We have to develop and maintain the long-term. So we have to also maintain something important, because the long-term monitoring, it's always a problem that we have some monitoring, but they need to have every 2 years or 3 years to go to projects to be sure to maintain. And it's something catastrophic, because if we have some monitoring that stops for several years, if you don't have this continuity, is really a big problem. So the protection of rich carbon ecosystem, so the full estimation of effective gain, have a look to all the ecosystem services, and develop projects that able to to look to the resilience and adaptation to ecosystem to climate change. So not only look to the carbon mitigation, but also importance to develop project on study this resilience and the possible adaptation. So mitigation and adaptation should be taken both into account. Okay, so it's finished.
Thank you. So do you have questions for Nicolas? Nature-based solutions. Christine?
Yeah, thank you, Nicolas. It was really great. I wasn't paying much attention at the beginning of your talk, so I missed. Can you remember us who this paper, this position paper was intended for?
So this position paper was intended to, yes, you are right, I didn't explain this. So you don't lose, you just forgot to explain it, so thank you. Yes, the idea was to, well, to make a state of the art of our knowledge about the different solution on carbon removal, and then give well, proposition of what should be done in the future in terms of both research and also both in terms of solution or more, I say, more solution to develop, technical solution to develop. So it was the objective of the position paper.
It would be great if it can be read. Read and understand. It would be very nice. Thank you.
If you want, I can send you the link to the position.
Oh, paper. Yeah, please.
Okay,
yeah.
I will send you.
Not only to Christine, but
Okay, all right. I will
yes,
send
I
to
think
all the people.
all
Okay.
of us will be interested.
Do we have time for a question again?
Yeah, go on. We can start the general discussion, including vegetation in the large sense and natural solution.
Thanks. So with these recommendations, does that have implications for the balance of agriculture or how agriculture should be done? Should it be less intensive or more intensive?
Yeah, so I didn't talk about well, it's not really in the paper, but in those things that indeed, well, there is different solutions that have been looked for agriculture, and which seems to be for the moment the most interesting one is intermediate cropping. The agroforestry and comment on dit
Hedges.
Yeah,
Hedges.
yes, to restore the hedge because it's a solution that allows to increase most the carbon in the soil, and then well, of course, so in terms of potential, it's clear that crop offer a larger potential than forests, because forests are already carbon-rich environment, and of course the crop, because they have lost most of their carbon, there is room to stock a lot of carbon. But then, of course, one of the big question also is to be sure that if there is some well, except, for instance, practice should be done on the long term. It's another question that is the time, because I was working on another things that was a report on nature-based solution in US, for instance, and something that we have seen that there is a lot of things that are beginning to be developed in US, but they have no. There is no reflection about the fact that, well, the origin is, well, they look to 10 years, something like that, but they are not looking at what you have after that. And the problem is that if you have some change, you change your practice and you then you store some carbon, but you stopped after 10 years, you will lose everything in few years. So it is the problem that changing practice is good, but it should be for the very long term, which is another problem.
How do you explain your solutions to the farmers? It seems they don't want to put 4% of the soil in.
Yeah.
Jachère.
But yes, I think that what should be explained is that, in fact, most of these solutions are win-win solutions because it's solutions that store carbon, but it improves a lot on other ecosystem services, and in particular, it improves the soil quality. And so the fertility and all the things. So it's probably the way we should explain the things, that say, okay, it's some investment, but you will have a lot of other. It's what is interesting in particular in the crop solution, that it improves a lot of other ecosystem services. It improves, it avoids the flooding, it improves a lot of different things. So I think it's important to.
It's a loss of money for them. Stop cultivating some part of the surface.
Stopping cultivation, yes, but for instance, intermediate crop, of course, is a cost, supplementary cost, because we have to plant. But if you have some subsidy to plant this, it's not a problem for the rest of you, because you can still use your field to make, in general, because if you use legumes, you should add some nitrogen, and so you will have to put less mineral nitrogen. So then it depends what. Yeah, if the question is, say, okay, you put some you don't use some field, of course it's a problem. But the other solution I was talking, also for agroforestry, it's also for, in particular for the future, it will probably improve a lot, because it will during the summer, and it will have a positive impact of heat waves on crops, and so. See, this is, I think that it's not really a supplementary cost. It's eventually some, but not very big, and there are helps for that.
Je vais vous le faire en français, excusez-moi. Nicolas, est-ce que tu as vu sortir le rapport de l'Académie des sciences qui est sorti il y a 4 jours?
Ah non,
Je crois. Hein?
je sais pas.
Alors, c'est quelle perspective énergétique pour la biomasse?
Ouais.
En fait, ça a été piloté par Marc Foncavre et Sébastien Candel. Je ne connais pas, hein, je connais Marc. Et les 3 cours de Foncavre, enfin les 3 premiers cours au collège de Foncavre de cette année, les 3 premiers, sont consacrés à la transition énergétique aujourd'hui et demain.
D'accord.
Je conseille. Et puis, il va y avoir un colloque le 28 février, la transition énergétique, les défis de la société de l'innovation. Donc, au collège ou alors, les visios, de toute façon, des cours sont accessibles en ligne. Donc, mais je pense que ça vaut le coup de jeter un œil. Moi, j'ai assisté aux 2 premières, pas la dernière, pas au dernier cours. C'est extrêmement intéressant.
Ah oui, c'est sûr que là, on voit qu'en ce moment,
on est en plein de.
Ah oui, on est incroyablement sollicité sur tous ces sujets-là, ça n'arrête pas.
Bon, voilà. Je referme la parenthèse.
Merci en tout cas, ouais, pour les infos.
Oui, mais ça vient parce qu'il vient juste. Il vient juste. Il en a parlé à son dernier cours. Ça devait sortir plus tôt. Et puis là, j'ai vu qu'il y avait un article. Oui, je ferai circuler. Enfin, je te passerai, Virginie, parce que moi, j'ai plus l'adresse CEA et c'est un peu compliqué.
Jonathan, tu avais une Jonathan, you had a question from early. Do you want me still to ask it?
Yes, just to add to the first or to the previous discussion, I think where I see where we can collaborate is clearly at the leaf level, and also probably on the response to extremes, and where we could do that probably to test the current model for photosynthesis of leaf function in orchidae, or the hypotheses that are behind is in is in icocytes probably, like the one they showed before beside the experiment of crops. There was a forest tower, flat tower, and then I think those sites allow us to go from the canopy level down to the individual tree and down to the eventually molecular level. So I think that is would be a nice framework to test with forest, probably oak and conifer forest in France. I think that could be a meeting point for several of us.
Yes. So I think it's the end of it. We have a poster session now. So we leave you online, and thank you very much for attending and presenting. And so we expect to see you back tomorrow morning at 8:45. And those online.
The posters are also online. I share the link, so you can have a look at the posters. And if some of you are at LSE online, you can join us at 7 p.m. to go to the restaurant. We still have some.
And bring your friends. So it's a lot of food and not so many people, because there are lots of bugs and lots of people who are unfortunately ill. So have a nice evening for those who are leaving. Thanks.
Merci, à demain.